Vanilla Ice.
You could make an argument that Vanilla Ice is the only person with two food names. What season's clothing do you like best? Like, do you like winter clothes, spring clothes, summer clothes, fall clothes?
I mean, I don't mind like a good fall outfit, like maybe a good pullover, some blue jeans, some boots, but it's probably a far second to just a t-shirt and shorts and sandals.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to beat summer clothing just because it's so minimal. But I would say that my favorite overall clothing look is socks and sneakers, shorts, t-shirt, and a hoodie, which to me is like early spring, early fall. So I would say early spring, early fall is my favorite seasonal clothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go fall for my favorite seasonal clothing, but I like I'm also one of those people that will wear shorts all year round. Like I'll go shovel snow in shorts.
The only reason that I wear pants is to avoid other people's looks and questions. Otherwise, I would wear shorts year round with, I don't think, any difficulty at all.
I'm going to say this with confidence, and that is obviously I work in the media. You used to work in the media as well. There's like, I think that's one of the last professions where it's kind of a mandate that you have to wear pants if you're in the office. And when I tore my calf, I couldn't really get into my pants. So I've just been wearing shorts. And I got to tell you, there's really no need to wear pants during the summer if you work in an office building. Like there just isn't.
I don't, yeah, I don't understand how we made the decision that somehow shorts weren't very nice.
They can't. I mean, they can be.
I think that shorts should be more acceptable in an office environment. That would be like my political campaign, is to have shorts become more acceptable in an office environment.
All right. Well, we'll make this nice and easy today. I rehearsed this, so hopefully I don't screw any of these names up.
Okay.
Sean Dano, Charlie Murphy, Arthur Pale, Ayub Aloui, David Zedrick, Joseph Rivera.
Blew it.
I blew it. I blew
got
it.
like 5 in there, though.
Arvi Villanueva, Charlie Carter, Wayne Erasmus, Tim Sweet. I'm trying not to, but I'm just butchering this. Michael Hurst and John Shaban. Appreciate all of you for being the shoutouts this week.
Very, very good. At least you messed up all the easy ones, like Tim.
Yeah. Team,
right?
Tim.
Also, like to give a special shout out to the people who signed up for our Patreon page. I am not good enough with the Patreon page to know who those people are, but we will give you a special shout out once I figure out if I can see what your name is or not. So, but thank you for signing up for our Patreon page. We appreciate the support.
Well done. All right. Well, let's talk about some things that are completely useless, but interested me. How scary as shit would this be? You're at a Six Flags restaurant, Six Flags theme park, and you know that ride where you sit in the swing and it picks you up and you're like 200 feet above the ground and you just swing around?
I'm aware of it.
Well,
I would never go on it.
A few days ago in Mexico City at the Mexico City Six Flags, apparently there was some thunderstorms in the area. It's debated. Nobody really knows what caused the ride to malfunction. They think maybe a lightning strike in the area that shut down power. But regardless, the ride stopped with about 50 people suspended 250 feet above ground or in the air as they were just sitting there dangling in these little seats. I would worry. I don't even like, what do you call it? You active people to go to the top of a mountain. What are those things called? You get in the cars, cable cars?
A gondola.
Gondola. I don't even like getting in gondolas because they swing back and forth. I'm good. Like I'm fine staying on the ground.
I generally also want to be within a few feet of the ground. The older I get, the closer to the ground that I want to be. I'm not going on any amusement park rides. I'm certainly not going on amusement park rides that are in countries that I don't think have the best standards, or I might question some of their safety standards. But I was in Whistler at a ski resort going mountain biking, and I was on the ski lifts. And that's one of those things that, like, it's perfectly safe, but I'm kind of surprised that all of that still is, like, allowable. Like, that's not, you're just kind of sitting there, like, 40, 50 feet in the air sometimes. It's not really anything holding you on. Not really. Like, you're perfectly safe, but it's a little bit questionable.
So I've never been on a ski lift, so excuse my ignorance, but is there like a lap bar that goes across? Like,
yeah.
What if I would say, like, what if you've had a few drinks and you just kind of lean forward a little bit? I mean, you're not just going to fall out.
I think a ski lift is the kind of thing that it only takes somebody to be 10% stupid to get injured on. Like, you're essentially counting on large numbers of people not being 10% stupid.
Just, but I mean, you're going to fall into snow, right? You're going to fall into a snowbank or dirt. You're not going to fall like on concrete or something, right?
I mean, if you fall in thick enough snow, I think that you're going to be all right. But if, like, you're going mountain biking like we were, like, no, you're dead.
I also kind of think that would be one of my worst nightmares would be to, and I've just realized this in talking about this, be going on a ski lift and fall into a deep bank of snow and never be found. That would be absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah, man. Nature's, like, don't mess with it.
Also, this should bring something up now that's been bothering me, but on one of my social media feeds, I clicked on a story about a guy who got stuck in a cave and died.
I don't want to hear it.
All right, fair enough. I know you're into that, so
I can't handle the idea. Like, okay, I live in almost downtown urban Seattle, and I have had 3 conversations with my children about getting stuck in caves. Don't go into a cave. There's not a cave for 50 miles. That scares me more than anything else, the idea of being stuck in a cave.
I never have to worry about it. Being a bigger guy, I don't even think I could get into the opening doorways of some of these caves. I would actually love to hear from someone that does it, because I don't know what the thrill is to, like, suffocate yourself or move 2 feet in 2 hours. Like, I don't get it.
I don't even want to think about that. That is the stuff of nightmares for me. The idea of being, like, trapped in a small... I'm not claustrophobic, but just the idea of being in a cave? Nope. I don't care how big that cave is. I don't care if the cave is the size of the state that I live in. I'm not going in it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of right there with you. But once again, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not the kind of person that would go into caves in the first place. I thought this was interesting, just because it kind of affects most of us, but Apple's going to be releasing their iPhone 16. Like, when is too much too much? You know what I mean? 16 models of basically the same product. I know you're still on BlackBerry, so I know this doesn't technically count. But
this is an iPhone 6. I have an iPhone 6. I don't...
Oh my! An iPhone 6.
I think it's actually an
9.
I think it's actually an iPhone 6S. Could be an iPhone 7.
Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It works just like. Does it take your phone call? Does it connect to the internet? Does the exact same thing yours does? Fancy pants. Look, companies got to make money. They have to make money, and this is my rant about companies: is that at some point they went from providing us with a service or a product and earning our business to finding ways to rip us off and get in our pockets. And
Sure.
That's what all companies are doing now. They're not servicing us or providing us with a good product. They're not, like, helping us in any way. They're just trying to find ways to rip us off. And they got to make a new iPhone every couple of months.
Kind of some sad news to report from the restaurant world. Red Lobster apparently is on the brink yet again. They have less than 500 stores worldwide now, and that kind of makes me sad, but I don't really know why.
The only time I've ever eaten at Red Lobster, I felt nauseous afterwards. Like, it was good, but it was so much. Like, I don't want... But Red Lobster and Olive Garden and all those kind of places, because, like, why go there? Because I don't understand the idea of being in the middle of something. Like, either go nice or go cheap. Don't go, like, average. Like, I want to pay
Well,
$20 for food that I won't even remember very much. Like, average to me is a waste of time. Either have it good or bad.
I feel like we have to give a quick RIP to a WWE wrestling legend. Psycho Sid passed away the other day. RIP. He's infamous for literally snapping his leg in half in a wrestling ring when he worked in the old promotion WCW. If you've never seen the video and you want to, you should Google it, but it'll make you sick.
Is he the guy who slapped the reporter, or is that somebody else who looks kind of like him? Who's the guy that was asked if it was fake and he slapped him?
Oh yeah, that was no, that was not him. God dang it, who was that? Where's slabs? I gotta look it up now. And I'm gonna kick myself because I should know this.
John Stamos. No, that's not John Stamos. It's Full House. But
Yeah,
he looked like Psycho Sid.
He did, kind of. It was an old wrestler named David Schultz.
Oh, okay.
I believe. Yeah, but anyways, I mean, listen, man, don't come at it. It's still real to them, damn it. It's still real to some of us. Let's see. Do you care? Does anyone care that J-Lo and Ben are getting a divorce? Because that's been all over my feed.
Only thing that I care about is how miserable he looks in all pictures. He looks like a man that's just had it. That has just absolutely had it. And I don't know them, obviously, but I do like when a celebrity that you kind of secretly feel like J-Lo was always I'm from the block. And like, no, you're not. You're absolutely not. And I do like it when the chickens come home to roost and a celebrity that you didn't like, all of a sudden everybody else turns again. And you're like, yeah, finally. I'm waiting for people to turn around on Taylor Swift.
They're never going to. And maybe they shouldn't. Maybe she really is that good. Like, maybe she really is a good, like, person in addition to, being a great entertainer. That's pretty much it. We'll talk NFL next week because next week the NFL gets kicked off. So bring your predictions, everybody, and you too, Nick. And I want your honest opinion, not some garbage where you just try to gaslight me.
Oh, you mean about who's going to win the NFL season?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll give you my predictions.
Yes. Well, we'll do that next week when right before the opening game Thursday night.
Okay. Are you ready for a top 5?
I am. I'm excited about this one. A lot of choices too.
This is a good one. I like this one. This was suggested by a viewer/listener, and it is top 5 celebrities with food names. So they have to have a food name somewhere in their name. This person is not on my list, but I would suggest Sean Bean, the guy who's famous for always getting killed off in movies. He was Ned Stark from Game of Thrones. He was Boromir in Lord of the Rings. That would be like an example of it. But anyway, who's your number 5?
So this is a homer pick for me, a personal favorite of mine. Maybe he would make the list anyways, but my number 5 is Meatloaf.
I knew you were going to put Meatloaf on there.
I mean, he kind of deserves to be on the list. I mean, he is. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but the dude's been around for decades. He's had, like, who Meatloaf is. Like, you just know it. Even if you don't know him, you know who Meatloaf is.
But would you know who he was if his name wasn't Meatloaf? That's what I thought about Meatloaf, is that he either shouldn't be on the list because he's cheating, or he should be number 1. Because you could make an argument that the only real reason you remember Meatloaf's name is because his name is Meatloaf.
Yeah, but I mean that's it though. Like, that's why you remember him. Is I don't even know what his real name is anymore, but I know that his name is Meatloaf.
But did he have any other song besides "I Can Do Anything for Love"?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, that Bad Out of Hell 2, both those albums were fantastic.
Oh, I just never really sat down and listened to Meatloaf. It's interesting. I would love to know, like, an analysis of his career, if being named Meatloaf helped or hurt him. Like, I'm going to listen to that guy. His name's Meatloaf. Or, like, why would I listen to him? His name's Meatloaf.
I mean, I feel like he came up in a generation where, like, that was okay. Like, that helped him, right? Like, the Ozzies, Bostons, like, all these kind of catchy, simple names. Like, they... Like, nowadays, people would probably be like, oh, Meatloaf, I'm not going to pay $80 to watch this guy sing.
Yeah.
But
no. My number 5 is Jerry Rice.
Okay, I mean, I have him written down, but he didn't make my list.
He's the greatest receiver in NFL history. I mean, he's the most prolific or most productive receiver in NFL history. I would make an argument that the best receiver in NFL history is probably actually Calvin Johnson, another person who the Detroit Lions managed to find a way to ruin their entire life and career.
I mean, I have a great Calvin Johnson story, but we'll save it for another time.
Well, I mean, don't say I have a great Calvin Johnson story and then not tell the story.
Well, hold on. I want to say why Meatloaf's called Meatloaf. It's because his father said he looked like 9 pounds of ground chuck and convinced hospital staff to put the name Meat on his crib.
Oh, man. That's like both hilarious parenting and terrible parenting.
Sounds like something my father would do. Anyways, my Calvin Johnson story, it was the summer of 2016. I was getting married, and my wife had this idea for us to take dancing lessons and ballroom dancing lessons. And the couple after us was Calvin Johnson and his fiance. So him and I, I think we did 12 sessions or 10 sessions, but I would say at least half of those, him and I just sat there like two dudes just kind of talking about our wives and how dumb it was that we were there and how we were wasting money and how it didn't matter. And, and it was cool. I mean, especially being, him being who he is and me being a Detroit fan, it was like, the guy's massive, by the way. I mean, I'm no small guy, but he's 6'6", 250 pounds of just brick shithouse. I mean, holy hell. But yeah, that's my Calvin story. Kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You're just sitting there talking to Calvin Johnson all the time while you guys are getting ready to get married?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to name the dance studio, but for whatever reason, the dance instructor we both had, them and me, my wife and I, he really liked to do solo stuff with our wives. So he would, at the end of the session, he would spend a little extra time with my wife, and then Calvin's wife would kind of join in and learn a couple of some things, and Calvin and I would just sit there on the floor and just be like, what are we even doing here? I don't want to do this.
Man, but he couldn't have been moving in on your wife, because you're not going to move in on somebody's wife, and especially not going to move in on Calvin Johnson's wife. Right in front
I was going to say, if you're moving in on any guy's wife in that situation, it's mine 1,000 times over.
You're not going to mess with Calvin Johnson's wife. Whose wife should I try to pick up? This one or that one?
Anyways, my number 4, I mean, it's so hard, man. I wrote down probably 30 of these.
There's a lot more than you'd think.
My number 4 is O.J. Simpson.
I wondered if you were going to put O.J. Simpson on there. A bold choice. But he is, you'd have to make an argument, he's he's a very recognizable person, right?
He's kind of like Meatloaf. All you have to do is say O.J., and 98% of the population knows who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead now, isn't he? He died?
He is dead.
Did die.
He did die, yeah. R.I.P.
My number 4 is somebody that you might not necessarily think about, but Halle Berry.
It's funny. I had her and Chuck Berry on my honorable mention.
I guess if you're going to go with Halle Berry, you also have to include anybody else with the name Berry. But Chuck Berry might actually be more famous and influential than she is.
I mean, probably more influential, maybe just in terms of the musicianship, but I mean, she's done a lot for entertainment and in some of her, nonprofits and stuff. It's hard. That's hard to say.
Okay, who's your number 3?
Man, so this is where it gets so tough. So I'm gonna go with another homer pick here. I know I said number 5 was gonna be my only one, but my number 3 is going to be John Candy.
I have John Candy at number 2. I think that he should have been higher on your list.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty happy with my list. Yeah. So who's your number 3 then?
My number 3 is Steph Curry.
Okay, my number 2 is Kevin Bacon.
Oh. Well, I wonder who you've got. Who are you going to put at number 1? If you have I don't know. I have a really hard time with where you have put Kevin Bacon and John Candy, because I think not only are those very famous people, but you don't have to have any kind of a stretch to see how their name relates to food. And I evaluated it based on basically like the influence of the celebrity, the name, and the importance of the name. So like John Candy was a huge celebrity. It's Candy, which is great. And so like those two things go together. So I had Steph Curry 3. John Candy for me is number 2. I think John Candy should be number 2. And my number 1 is Kevin Bacon. I don't think that you get a better food-based name than Kevin Bacon.
I mean, it's good. I mean, my number 1 is it's just a name of a celebrity who has a food named after them, or I'm sorry, named after a food that I just, it's just synonymous, synonymous with celebrities in food names, and that is my number 1, Vanilla Ice.
You could make an argument that Vanilla Ice is the only person with 2 food names. Because it's vanilla and it's ice. I mean, you could like, okay, ice, maybe not, but yeah, I could, okay, I don't agree, but I could see your argument.
Okay.
I don't know, but what's his real name? Isn't his real name something crazy?
No, it's like Robert something, I think. What is Vanilla Ice? Let's see.
Vanilla Ice's real name? It's something like Robert Durstfeld.
Vanilla Ice. His real name is...
While you are looking that up, we have some suggestions for people. Ty Cobb, famous baseball player. Okay, Jimmy Buffett, but Jimmy Buffett is more kind of... That's more a type of restaurant. Like, that's kind of there. And C.D. Lamb. Football player.
CeeDee Lamb, yeah, for sure. So his name's Robert Van Winkle.
Yeah. and then what's you gonna change your name to? Vanilla Ice. Like, oh yeah, from like the dorkiest to like, that's cool.
I mean, it's legit, man.
Okay.
All right, I wrote down a lot, so
okay. You start going, and I'll just interject with ones that I have because there's a ton.
Let's see. Alec Guinness.
Yeah. Original Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, I believe.
Brie Larson.
Eh.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Daryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Rosemary Clooney.
Oh, I don't know who that is, though. That's an old-timey actress?
It's George's mother, but yes.
Oh.
Corn, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Salt and Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
John Hamm.
Yeah, I thought that for a second, I thought you were going to put John Hamm as your number 1, and I was going to get pissed.
No, he doesn't deserve that. And then, let's see. I had Steph Curry on my honorable mention, and, I almost put him on the list, but I didn't because I think he's creepy. Maybe he isn't. Carrot Top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, both of those are both correct assumptions. Like, yeah, he might be. The only ones that I had that you didn't have was Fiona Apple. Singer.
Okay, so all of the 90s alternative fans out there are going to hate me. I get her mixed up with Alanis Morissette all the time.
She's like the slightly, maybe artistically more talented. Like, I think that her albums and things like that, they come out to more acclaim. But I think she's also less popular version of Alanis Morissette. So I could see it as a long way. I'm seeing if there's anybody else. Oh, not. Let's see. I'm checking really quick. Give me a second. Alyssa Milano crackers or cookies or whatever they want to be called. We had Halle Berry. Heather Graham, I don't really feel like Graham counts. Like, that to me would be an example. What happened to Heather Graham, by the way? She disappeared completely.
She gone. Yeah, she's like kind of what we were talking about the other day, or the other episode with Nev Campbell, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like, they're just gone.
Just, you don't hear anything about some people anymore. There's a lot of ones named after cheese. I don't feel like that counts.
Damn.
Strawberry's a good one.
If I were to tell you that Heather Graham is 54 years old, she does not seem 54.
She does not seem 54, but at the same time, you also only remember them as like from their prime, not what they necessarily are right now. There's somebody named Peaches Geldorf, people I've never heard of. Cherry Jones. Well, you got Carrot Top. Carrot Top is jacked. Oh, Ginger Rogers. If this was 40 years ago, she would probably be way up there. I think she was a super famous actress.
Yeah, she was, for sure.
I don't know who some of these people have never heard of them before at all. There's a lot of Currys. There's a lot of Rices. Okay. Well, that's it for this episode. That's all I got. Do you have anything else? Anything smart to say?
Nah, bring your NFL predictions, everybody out there. I'm expecting a big crowd next week.
All right, NFL prediction time.
We're going to drop... We might as well do college football. At least something with college football, too.
Let's do this, too. You do lots of research. You make thoughtful picks on what you think that is going to be correct. I'm going to do absolutely nothing. Not even going to look up like who's good, who's bad, anything like that. And at the end of the season, let's see which one of us is more correct.
Okay. I'll tell you what, and if anyone's out there is watching this, well, you might as well do it as well. Maybe we'll send you a t-shirt. I don't know.
We still have t-shirts. Check out our Patreon page if I ever find a link to it that I forgot about. Someday. Someday.